Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today I'm going to be doing something that's kind of like a tier list, but instead it's a buff list. I'm going to be going over the decks from this year, and I'm going to be talking about if they need like a major buff, all the way down to like a small buff, or if it needs variety. Because as we know, Bandai loves power creep, and it loves to play favoritism. So we gotta let Bandai know that we want certain decks that have more stay power. Well, all decks actually, not certain decks. My bad. We want all decks to have staying power because we love all these Digimon. We love all these archetypes. They're awesome. Not only that, but we don't want one deck to dominate over the others. Take for instance what happened with like Hoodie last year. But to be more recent, like with the new Shambhala set, Toho Braves, we see that all the way from locals up until regionals, it's been dominating every single bit. And it's not to say that Machine Empire or what's the other one? Sayu Wars. There we go. It's not to say those are bad decks. They're pretty good actually. Even Virus Busters is pretty good. But let's be real here. Toho Braves is a step ahead. So we gotta let Bandai know that enough of the favoritism, enough of the power creep. We gotta let these other decks blossom. You know what I'm saying? We gotta let them have some love. So let's get this started with Crimson Gallantmon for the Gallantmon line. I really wish that they created a new Crimson Gallant for the 8001 Gallantmon line. I feel like that would have been really great. And I'll say this, they haven't created a Crimson Gallant in a long time. The Ace still holds up a little bit. I don't want an Ace though. I don't want another one. I want a regular one. And the main reason why is because I don't want to give 5 memory. That's a bad idea. But the Gallant Crimson, right? I like that they're very consistent for each time they create it. That the win attacking effect. It's pretty solid, but I wish it was done differently. Mainly because of the fact that through War Growlmon, and Guilmon, they are all about that mill life and trashing cards a lot of the times thanks to Magidramon. And I want Crimson Gallant to capitalize on that. So instead of win attacking, for every 10 cards that are in your opponent's trash their top security. Now, I want it to be win attacking for every 10 cards that are in your trash their top security. And that wouldn't be broken or anything else like that, because here's the thing. Turn 2 OTK spam, I mean, that's everywhere, you know? So, a Guilmon deck that's about trashing, it's not going to be able to get 30 cards into the trash on turn 2 or turn 3. There's just no way. And that'd only be trashing 3 security. Also at the same time, you know, I don't even think it's pulling off 20. I think it's pulling off just 10. So I feel like this would be a really good game ender on turn 3 or turn 4. Though I could see by turn 4 there being like 20 to 25 cards in trash. Yeah, I get that. Maybe even 30 cards. So the effect would be kind of crazy, but it's like I want to finish the game on turn 4, you know? So I don't think that matters. If you think that's too broken, though, let me know. I don't think it would be, though. I really don't. And if it's going to be deleting a lot of cards, it needs protection. It really does. And for when attacking, right, I want it to have the keyword progress. Yeah, that would matter big time. So, Gallantmon. I think it just needs a small buff. That's it. I don't think it needs much. I really don't. Gallantmon's really good. Yeah, it's just, it sucks that it has to have Takato underneath in order to have the protection. The old Gallant having the protection without the Takato, that's pretty good. But the whole 0 memory or less. It's just Atratus and Reboot pretty much do what Gallant wants to do, but better. And so, yeah, Gallant really needed to be able to keep up with that. I feel like requiring Takato held back the 8001 Gallant for sure. Not only that, but just like, it definitely does rely on Gallant X. And by the way, the X antibody, that whole line for Gallant and Guilmon and so on and so forth, I think they're really good. I think they're perfect. They hold up naturally. And the new red Takato coming out of the 8001 set, I think it's very good. I think a lot of the other red Takatos are also pretty good. But the thing is, though, right? Having the Takato under the sources, in order to pull that off, it's pretty slow. And this meta is very fast paced. So yeah. Fix that. Fix it, Bandai. Though I get it. Like, especially with Takato being in the back. It's supposed to represent the anime, you know. Takato and Gallant fighting together. It's like, if you want to keep that, Bandai, you gotta make it faster. Now let's get into it with Wargrowl. Wargrowl's pretty cool. It needs a decent buff, though. And I'm going to bring up Growlmon at the same time. Why do I always want to call you Wargrowl? Wargrowl and Wargrowl. Here's the thing. I like its inheritable. I think a lot of the other Growlmons are pretty good. The Wargrowlmon X Antibody still holds up. Fantastic card. And by the way, has anybody noticed this? There are a lot of Wargrowlmons. Okay, so there's an orange Wargrowlmon, a regular Wargrowlmon, black Wargrowlmon. Then there's a regular Wargrowlmon for red, purple, black, and yellow. That's wild. And then, of course, there's Wargrowlmon X Antibody. There are a lot of Wargrowlmons in the Digimon TCG. Anyways, so the whole when Digivolving thing, being able to play out Takato for free, like, here's the thing. This purple Growlmon for Evil Dragons / Dark Dragons, it's really good. So long as the player has 4 cards or less in hand, it can play out any kind of purple tamer, by the way, for no play cost out of the trash. That's really cool. Now, if there was a red version of this, which is why I put it in needs variety, because I think seriously, why do I keep saying Wargrowl? For the Growlmons, I think a lot of them are really good. That's why a lot of old ones are used in the newer Gallantmon decks this year. But here's the thing, though. If we want like a new Growlmon, if we get a new Growlmon, then it has to be like this one, but red. That way it can go for the whole support of like red memory boosts, the red trainings, so on and so forth. And not only that, but you can play out the red Takatos. Because the red purple Takato, as well as I think there's just a full purple Takato. But the red purple Takato from Hero, it's not that good. And then the purple Takato, if there is one, it's probably not that good because I haven't heard it ever being good and I've never seen it used. So yeah. But if that ends up being a thing, then this is outclassed majorly. And I wouldn't even want it to have that anyways. So for level 5s, I feel like they should be able to do a lot more. A lot of the times, I feel like they're just there to get to the level 6, and that's it. Unless it's a DNA. The DNA level 5s, like Shaco, are fantastic. They're super good. Like the DNA Wergarumon from the new Shambhala set, super good. The Angelmon, same thing, super good. But when they're not in DNA, they kind of suck. Is it me, or are they kind of bad? So yeah, Bandai, make it so that it can chip out security or something. Give it alliance. Have it be able to span out some Guilmons or something. But not the tamer treatment. It's cool that it can play out Takato for free from hand, but I would rather Growlmon be able to do that. Guilmon. Okay, I'm gonna put this in needs variety because get this. So for Guilmon, I feel like it's really good, right? When it comes to support for Megidramon. The support for Gallon, I feel like they rely so much on the old Guilmons. And it's like the old Guilmons, they don't really hold up that well. Except for that one where it can look up the top 4. But here's the thing. I wish it was look at the top 4 and grab 2 rather than just 1. You know, like grab a Takato and a red card with Guilmon and Texas or something like that, right? It definitely needs that for Gallant. But yeah, I really don't like though that this still holds up. Like, okay, Bandai, why is this still at 1? Put it at 4. Like, what's it gonna do? Be really good support for Megidramon, who can kill on turn 4? Big whoop. Maybe turn 3. Ooh. Turn 2 OTK. That's a thing. Angels is gonna beat it. Glowing Dawn, gonna beat it. Toho Braves, gonna beat it. Though it's not really a turn 2 OTK deck, but my point still stands, is gonna beat it. So many decks beat it. It's fine. Guilmon, like this version of Guilmon being at 4 isn't even that good. The fact that it has no inheritable, that's bad. The fact that you need 20 cards in trash just to gain rush, again, that's not good. For its time, fantastic. Last year, pretty good. But it's just, it doesn't really hold up. So they need to create better Guilmons for Gallant. That's for sure. This needs a major buff. Also, it needs to be recreated for this. I'll get into it. So I really wish that they created a new 8001 Imperial Dramon Paladin mode. The last one we got that was an ace. And that ace came out in BT16. That is way too long ago. Not only that, but I don't want it to be an ace. I don't want to give free 5 memory. Not without protection. And even so, like, nah. I want it to be regular, and I want it to keep the effect where it can digivolve for less, or it can digivolve into just for 3 memory. What I also think would be really cool is if it could like be a DNA, where DNA is from like an Omni and an Imperial Dramon fighter mode. If they could pull it off, I feel like that could be cool. But that might be too much. I don't know, because Omni-Man is a level 7, and Omni-Man is not in this game. So yeah, Imperial Dramon Paladin mode, the effect doesn't hold up anymore. That's for sure. I do like that the ace has a bit of a niche when it comes to Glowing Dawn. I thought that was cool, saying that. But yeah, the last one that's regular came out in BT8, and most of the effects don't hold up. They really don't. The only one that holds up is just being able to be digital for less. That's good. Because I really hate that Bandai loves to go like, hey, you want a level 7? Well, unless you DNA into it for free, it's going to cost 5 or 4 memory. Excuse me? That's way too much. Hello? And none of these level 7s are even that good. These level 6s are insane. And not only that, but just like the DNA level 5s are dominating. Like, let's get real here. These level 7s need support, bruh. So, Imperial Dramon Fighter mode. I think it just needs a small buff. That's it. I don't think it's bad at all. It's just, for the whole being able to mess with the opponent, I really wish it could be able to do that better. I really do. I wish I had more staying power. If it's going to mess with the opponent, right? Like, a lot of these lines, they just, like, digivolve. And then they have the wind digivolving. And they just keep going. And they keep going. And then they have de-digivolve at level 5. And then they delete it at level 6. And it's like, Imperial Dramon is not touching that. So it needs some staying power. For what it wants to do, it has to have some protection. Not only that, but being able to clear out like most of security, that's not good enough. It needed to be able to clear out all of security, not just like get the security down to 1. That's not good enough. It doesn't really make a difference against Jupiter. I mean, Jupiter's gonna be like, 2. Getting that security back up to 2. So it doesn't really matter against him, but I mean, that's just one deck. So against most other decks, it really wants that security down to 0. Because chances are they're not going to be able to do anything about it. If it runs some yellow, I mean, they might be able to gain back 1. So what? Yeah. Aside from that, though, I think Imperial Digimon Fighter Mode, it could hold up a lot a lot better if it just got a little bit more. And that's it. I think the Vmon and Warmon lines, I think they're pretty good and very solid. I like the Davis and Ken Tamers. I think they're pretty good. Some of the old options still hold up today. I feel like they need to maybe create better options for it. But aside from that, yeah, solid overall. Proxima. Yeah, this is rough. I think this card is really bad. I'm just gonna say it right here, right now. Because it has a minor niche in Virus Busters and a pretty big niche in Gamma. And so people are gonna be like, "What?" But yeah, I mean, it's cool that it can be played out for free from Arcturus on deletion through hand or trash. That's cool. And that's where the coolness pretty much stops. So here's the thing. It's a level 7. I'm going to be saying this a lot for level 7s. In fact, you know what? No. Where's the other level 7s? Aegis. Bringing him right here. Tylock. This guy. I can never remember his name. I feel bad. But the NSO level 7 guy. All of them. I'm going to put them all right there. Bandai. If it's a level 7, when it comes out, that means the game is wrapping up. Because there's so many fast decks out there. They're cleaning game turn 2 or turn 3. It's a very popular thing right now. And that's why decks that are able to clean out on turn 2 or turn 3 are top tier. Here's the thing. If it's level 7, it needs to wrap up the game. It's coming out probably on turn 3 at fastest. More often times than not, turn 4. So it needs to be able to either trash security and then swing for game, or have progress or protection, or have protection and be a big annoying wall so it keeps the opponent from being able to win the game and buy you some time, so that way you can spam out some other Digimon and win, right? But you just spam and maybe like a Digivolve or a deletion, that's just not good enough. That's really bad. Their spam is better than Proxima spam. But Proxima, the fact that it can be played out for free through Arcturus, it definitely has that over these other 3. And not only that, but just like being able to use. Ooh, that's really good. So it can use, what's his name? Seriousmon. There we go. The dual option. That's cool. As a niche, that's pretty cool. But let's be real here. If it had progress, protection, trash the top 2 security, and then just swing for game. I mean, of course, that's if the opponent only has 2 security left, obviously. But let's say that we got the chip in. If it did that, which choice are you going to go for? That one, or, hey, look at me, I can play out a Sirius for free? I would think it's a no-brainer. I just want to finish the game. I don't want it to be prolonged for that much longer, Because I don't know what my opponent is going to do on their turn. And there's too many crazy cards out there that do so many crazy combos for little memory or no memory or they gain memory from doing it, like angels. Hey, I just DNA'd for free, and because I'm doing my effects, I gain memory. Good for you. Okay, I'm gonna have this tamer represent all virus busters, and I'm just gonna say this: they needed variety. Okay, so in fact, I'm gonna put this here as well, and this as well, and I'm gonna have them represent their own archetypes as well. So DS, NSP, VB. So for Gamamon, it's really good as a tamer, and for Virus Busters, it's pretty good as well. It's a lot better for Gamma though. But as an archetype as a whole, Virus Busters really needed more spam. I don't like that it only got the spam through the option as well as Battle Gamma. That's just not good enough. I like that Battle Gamma can play out a Digimon or a Tamer for 2 less memory, or it can use an option for 2 less memory. That's pretty cool. Very unique, especially for a level 4. And the option only costing 2, that's really good. But it needs more. They needed more level 4s spamming, and they even needed like a level 3 of spam. If they had more spammers throughout the line, this deck would have been top tier for sure. But relying so heavily on the option as well as Battle Gamma, it hurts. It hurts for sure. Now here's the thing. I feel like they needed to recreate a lot of old cards for DS as well as for NSP. I'll get into it later. First, let's go over Virus Busters. I mean, I know I went over Proxima, but you know, it works in Gamma as well. I'm just going to be talking about Virus Busters. So, I'm going to talk about them both. These two suck. They need a big buff. These two are crap. And somebody might say, but Gato for an inheritable has barrier. And then Greymon, you can add something back. I don't care. Listen, the main effect of this is crap. Like, oh, I can add my top security to hand, and then just put my top of the deck recovery +1, It's like, no, that's not good enough, dog. I get it. You can think of that as like drawing, but no, that's just not good enough. I want to spam. If Gatomon could spam, right? Wouldn't that be really good for both NSP and Virus Busters? And depending on how it spams, it could also be good for like Angels. It could be good. Well, I mean, Angels doesn't need it. But Mastemon, make a little bit of a return for Maste, right? Get a little Maste nasty. But it doesn't have that. So what does it do? Nothing. That's why people don't run it in NSP, because it's not good. They're forced to run it in Virus Busters. That's why it's run in Virus Busters. You catch my drift? Listen, if there was a Gatomon that could spam, and they kept this Gatomon, do you think this version of Gatomon is ever going to see the light of day? No. And the same thing could be said for Greymon. If there was a Greymon that could spam, one, it'd be really good for Metal Empire and Virus Busters. So they're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Fantastic, right? Would you want that? Or would you want, hey, guess what I got? Raid, and I return something to the hand. You tell me. You go ahead and tell me which one's better. The one that brings in consistency or the one that does nothing. You go right ahead. Listen, this version of Greymon might have been pretty good in an old meta, like BT9. We're in BT25. This card sucks. It needed help. The color scheming, it's fantastic. It works for both Metal Empire and Virus Busters. But, dude, the effects in the inheritable, Bandai, come on now. I'm just saying, everybody, We deserve more. And we clearly did not get that from these two. These two suck. Okay, if I remember correctly, his name is Regulusmon, right? Or Regalusmon, right? Either way, I think it just needs a decent buff. If they recreate this guy, did I just say recreate? Recreate? Okay, if they recreate this guy, I feel like they need to just make him a bit better at clearing out security and swinging for game and so on and so forth. He's really good. Like, for his time, he was really good for DS, you know. Great offense card for its time, but obviously it doesn't hold up. So if they recreate this guy for DS, and I really wish they did in the new Shambhala set, I wish they did, because so much potential. Like, it gives the deck another avenue. And DS definitely needed that. I'm going to get into it with Marine Angemon. This card sucks. What does it do? It doesn't even have an effect. I love the art, but it has no effect. Does it do security -1 shenanigans? No. This card has no effect. Because here's the thing. You could put security check -1 on a rookie, right? It ain't making a difference. It ain't being broken. What is it doing? Nothing. I would rather the rookie be a searcher, draw power, memory power, Digivolve for free. That's what I want. Not security check -1, because if they have no Digimon, it means nothing. And even if they do, I mean, the deck. Some of these decks these days are so crazy. They don't care that one Digimon gets security check -1. They really don't. Now, here's the thing. This is why I'm saying this needs variety, because it really needed these cards to come back and do more for the deck. DS wants to be about that spam life and the DNA life. You see, Aegis is DNA. So why is it the spammer? It's a level 7. It's hard to get to. Nah, maybe it was okay for its day, especially when the meta was slower. But if they recreate it, like, it can't have that effect. Nah. So if Marine Angemon had Aegis' effect, that would be great. Because 1, it could DNA into Aegis a lot better. And 2, it would hold up a lot until to now. Not only that, if they did recreate it and give it that Aegis treatment, it'd be super solid. It would definitely hold up. Puku. I feel like it just needs a decent buff if they decide to recreate this for DS. And I hope they do. I hope they recreate these old cards for DS, NSP. That'd be fantastic. I love seeing old decks come back. Also, NSL. Almost forgot NSL. Can't forget Nightmare Soldiers. So for Deep Sea Divers, man, this was probably really good back in its time. It's a DNA guy. That's cool. We love being able to Digivolve for nothing. Especially if it gets like a semi-rush because, DNA. But not only that, did Digivolve 1. That's really big for its time. That's good. Nowadays, not so much. I mean, you can't go wrong with Digivolve, period. Like throughout 2024, 2025, the Digivolve 1, that's super big because of all the aces running around. But aces aren't really a thing anymore. Like nobody's running 4 Machinedramon aces in Metal Empire or Machine Cyborg decks. They might just run like 2 or 3. That's it. Aces, yeah, they're not really relevant anymore. So if they decide to recreate this, the Digivolve has to be more than that. It has to be like Digivolve 3, and that would be perfect. Also, it has to be able to do more than that, for sure. Because a lot of these level 6s have multiple effects and can do a lot of crazy things. So, maybe some bouncing, or like, because Pukumuku, right, has those big fists, so it clearly wants to be an attacker, right? So maybe have it like be able to swing twice. Maybe unsuspend like Neptune, something like that. Or like be like serious at the end of the turn. It can swing without suspending. That could be really good. Metal Seedramon Ace. Okay, so this card's kind of weird. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna put it right there. For an ace, for its time, it was okay, and I get why. Its effects are kind of good for its time, but they don't hold up today. And for an ace, if they decide to recreate this, it'd be a really bad ace. It needs to be like Machine Dramon Ace. It needs a lot of protection. It needs blocker. It is black, so it getting blocker, that makes sense. It being blue, so sending things to the bottom of the deck or to their hand, that's really good. So I hope it doesn't get Source Strip if they decide to recreate it. Bouncing, way better. Especially since so many decks today love to have on deletion or be in the trash. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to talk about the two lines, Ribbit, but first, Amphi. So, the Amphi line didn't really help out Deep Sea Divers. I feel like, why give it the DS treatment if you're not going to give it the DS treatment? It's just, it has Deep Sea Diver as a trait, but it doesn't help out Deep Sea Divers, period. For dual option, I like that. It helps out Deep Sea Divers a little bit for removal and stuff, but though really it's just stunning. That's basically just source stripping stun, and the source stripping isn't even that good. In all honesty, it needed a bit of a small buff. Its dual option should be a lot better. Considering just source stripping 3, that's not good enough. Considering so many decks, they love the DNA or to put things underneath. Take for instance Metal Empire, right? They love to put sources underneath. And then there's so much assembly spam and DNA spam. Again, Machine Empire, DNA spam. Virus Busters, DNA spam. DS, DNA spam. So they're gonna have too many sources. Not only that, but just like for what it wants to do, I don't know. It's just not that good. Yeah, in fact, you know what? It needs a decent buff. Yeah. It needs a decent buff. The fact that it's a dual option, it's okay, but if it's gonna get the Deep Sea Diver trait, it really needed to help out Deep Sea Divers then. It can't be selfish. It felt like it was just a lineage and that was it. Though I will say, actually, you know what? No, my bad. The Tamer's pretty good for it. The Tamer helps out Deep Sea Divers big time, especially since it's a memory setter for 4 memory. But I almost forgot the rookie and the champion, Jellymon and then Tesla Jellymon. Jellymon's really good because it's a searcher. That's fantastic. I almost forgot about that. So that's my bad. My bad. Now, Thetis. Let's get into it with Thetis. Thetis sucks. This needs a big buff. In fact, I'll put it right here. It's annoying. I'll give you that. I mean, hey, what player doesn't love an annoying card? You know what I'm saying? But does it help out Deep Sea Divers? No. It doesn't have staying power for Metal Seedramon, so it can ace. It doesn't have like memory reduction for options, so it can go into Amphi easier. It doesn't help out Regulus, not in the slightest. It doesn't help out Spam, so it can DNA into Puku. It doesn't help out with Digivolution, so it can get into the level 7 easier. What does it do? How is this a Deep Sea Diver? This card sucks. It doesn't even help out Amphi, for crying out loud. This card was bad. If some of you like this, good for you. But this card sucks. What the hell does it do? This card is... it's ass. Ribbit. Yeah, this just needed a small buff. Yeah, I'll put it right in between. So, this card It got cucked by Bandai. Let's be real here. This card got cucked. Why Bandai? Okay, so it's a new level 6 green. Now, why am I saying that? Because of Rebootmon and Atratus. Okay, so for the dual option part of Dire Ribbit, it's pretty good. But here's the thing, though. The whole, like, immunity thing, the fact that it only lasts one turn and you only get it once is so bad. Because it's like, here's the thing. If this came out before Rebootmon, this card probably would have been really good. Like, if this came out last year, it would have been a fantastic card. But it came out in the middle of this year. So guess what? It's not that good. And I hate that so much because the inheritables for it are fantastic. It's so good. In fact, you could put like Minomon underneath. Never mind NSP, because clearly NSP is not working for this. No, I'm kidding. Angelwomon, she works pretty good for NSP. Gets into Dire Ribbit pretty easy. But here's the thing, though, right? Dire Ribbit, Rebootmon is just a better version. Especially Atratus, since Atratus is a dual option. They do what Dire Ribbit wants to do, but better. And that sucks. Except for the option part. Like Reboot, not a dual option. And then Atratus' option part. I think Dire Ribbit's option part is just as good as Atratus's. But man, Bandai, you played some big time favoritism with this. It's like, oh my god. Dire Ribbit felt like the stepchild. Like, Bandai was like, yo, Atratus and Reboot are my real children. Now, Rebootmon, he's the baby of the family. You know, he's not going to be the best, but that's okay. Because you know why? I love him. And so that's why, you know, it keeps that when Digivolving immunity. It doesn't need to trigger it again through when attacking. Now, here's the thing, Atratus. Your effect is not as good as Reboot's, and that's okay. You can't use emergency shutdown system because you're not white. And that sounds like sounds like a racist joke. God damn it, Digimon. But back to what I was saying. It's like they put Atratus through college because they knew he was gonna be a somebody. But for Dire Ribbit, they were like, okay, Dire Ribbit, you're the oldest. So what you're going to do, you're going to babysit Rebootmon, and you're going to help Atratus get through college. You're going to make sure that you work 2 jobs, so that way Atratus can get a car easier. You know, they don't have to worry about working. They can just go through college. No big deal. That's messed up, Bandai. That's messed up. Why you gotta do Dire Ribbit like that? Dire Ribbit is like Cinderella. And Rebootmon and Atratus are like the evil stepsisters. Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do that, Bandai? That's so mean. Anyways, enough about Dire Ribbit. Saber Leo Ace. If they decide to recreate Saber Leomon Ace, keep it Saber Leomon minus the Ace. Like I said before with Metal Digimon, if it's going to be an Ace, it has to be defensive with protection, like Machine Digimon Ace. Because if it's not, it's going to be easily removed. The one exception would be like Tiger Vespa Ace, and that's because Tiger Vespa is hyper offensive as a motherfucker. Like, let's be real here. Oh my lord. Saber Leo, though, yeah, not that at all. But if they turned it into that, cool. Still wouldn't want it to be an Ace, though. I don't like giving free memory. So, yeah, it would need, you know what? If they recreate this, it would need a pretty big buff. In fact, I'm going to put it right here. Yeah. Right there. Metal Entomon. Okay, so Saber Leomon is one of my favorite Digimon designs. Like, Imperial Digimon Paladin mode, It's been my favorite since childhood. Saber Leo, top 10. Metal Edamon, easily my fourth favorite Digimon. It goes Imperial Paladin mode. Then it's Lilithmon. And then afterwards, probably Metal Mamemon. I really love Metal Mamemon just because of Digimon World 1, where in the cutscene it goes, "Oh my god, who's that? Metal Mamemon." I just love it. I love it. So for Metal Edamon, right? Yeah, no, this card, it was probably good for its time because one, DNA, great. Easy to DNA into, kind of. Like if it got better support, yeah, it'd be really easy to DNA into. But yeah, the color scheming, good. Digivolve, one, fantastic for its time. Oof, it's probably a good card. Today, no, definitely does not hold up. If they recreated this and they kept it the same, I'd be like, this card's bad. Automatic. Like Pukumuku, right? What I said about that one. Digivolve 3. Then it'd be a lot better. But also needs to be able to do something else at the same time, too. So I'm going to put it right next to Pukumuku. Yeah, right behind it. Yeah. Pixie. This is not a card. This is not a card. What do you mean it's not a card? No. On delete? Excuse me? What is this? Purple? What is this? NSO? It's a yellow NSP. Bandai. You did Pixie the dirtiest. It was never good. It will never be good. Why is it on delete? Now, I know this came out a long time ago. I don't care. No excuses. How's it going to get to Arts Digivolve into Diaribbit if it's dead? If it's dead, how's it going to DNA into Metal Edamon? If it's dead, how's it going to be around to blast Digivolve into Saber Leo? That don't make no sense. So it should have been playing out options for cheaper for Diaribbit, and I get it. It came out way before Diaribbit. I don't care. Or it need to be able to spam out a body so it can DNA into Metal Edamon. Or it needed some protection to have some staying power so it can ace into Saber Leo. You want to give it all three when you recreate it? Go right ahead, Bandai. Ain't none of us gonna protest. Okay, NSO. NSO is weird. I feel like it just needs. I feel like it needs a decent buff. Yeah, NSO is kind of weird. It can win locals. It can be a bit annoying. And hold on, let me just have a drink break real quick. Okay. So for NSO, I like that it got a lot of support this year. That's cool. That's how I found out about this deck. I was like, ooh, NSO, really cool. I could not pull it off. I suck ass when it comes to using NSO. But the Tamer, really good. The fact that it got Garurumon or Wergurumon, really good. Wergurumon being a DNA, stunning, great inheritable, fantastic card. Garurumon having jamming, cool, great for chip. The only problem is though is that kind of like everything that I said about these three tamers, it needs better spamming. Like it does have some spamming, but it needs better spamming. That's for sure. I would say that the spamming is better than Virus Busters, and Virus Busters clearly has better spamming than DS and NSP. Brother, where is the spam for these two? In the level 7s. Not good enough. Give it to the level 3s, level 6s. Please, Bandai. They need it. Okay. Atlia. I'm just gonna have it represent the whole archetype. Okay, this deck really didn't go anywhere. And I don't know why. I mean, I kind of understand why. Uh, I get why. It's just lacks speed. It lacks a lot of overpowered stuff. I don't know. It needs something. Like it needs to be able to do its gimmick, but better. That's for sure. It needs to be able to do its gimmick better. And that's about it for Atlia. Dinos. I don't know. Dinos is kind of weird. Because it needs a big buff. The fact that this year Ryotaro came out swinging saying, "For 5 memory, I'll be a memory setter." Ew, what? What is this, 2024? Get out of here. Nah, dude, this should have been 4 memory. In fact, you know what? For dinos, because they don't have much going for themselves. Like, first of all, it needs variety, but also it needs a big buff. Dinos as a whole need a big buff. Ryotaro, it should be like this. For 3 memory, you can play this out, and it resets the memory to 5. It really needs to be able to, like, at the starting line, break the legs of all the other deck archetypes, and then start running before the whistle even blows. To just have that 10-second head start. That's what Dino needs. Because, man, like, Bandai does not like to give dinos love. And it's not to say Dinomon is bad. And though I will say this, it sucks that it got Agumon. What is up with Agumon being everywhere? Omni, Virus Busters, Adventure, Dinos, Reptile. It was even in that one Red Liberator. Not this one. The other one with Medusa. I'll just say Medusa. The Medusa archetype. It was even in that one time. Just like Agumon is everywhere. Oh my lord. And it has so many tamers. Marcus Damon, Tai Kamiya, and then the other one for Black War Greymon, X Antibody. Bro, give Ryotaro an original rookie. Like, come on now, dog. Come on now. In fact, I know there are some Dino rookies. Give him one of those. Come on, Bandai. But yeah, Dinos need some love. They need a big buff. Okay. Yuki. This needs variety. That's for sure. Actually, hold on. Let me organize this a little better. So the more it is inside, the bigger the buff it needs. The more on the outside it is, the less of a buff it needs. These need the biggest of buffs. Because they have never been relevant. These have been relevant. This is relevant. And this managed to get to tier 1.5 this year. So this obviously needs some variety. I think the eggs are good. I think the rookies are good. I think the champions are fantastic. I think the ultimates, and I think they need a little bit of some. But aside from that, they're great. Especially the new War Groundmon. I think he's good. And the new, what's his name? Loud, right? Loudmon. Super good. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but the level 6s, So the ace still holds up today, but I don't know. I don't think it would hold up at all. Like, here's the thing. The new dual option for heavy metal, yeah, I feel like that's going to outclass the ace big time. But here's the thing, though. So, nobody's going to digivolve into, what's his name? Come on, it's at the tip of my tongue. Nidhogg, there we go. Nobody's digivolving into Nidhoggmon. Nidhogg is just recycling. That's it. You just use it to create a memory, throw it in trash. Bring it right back, use it for memory, throw it in trash. Simple. So we need a level 6 that can be Digivolved into for 3 memory. It sucks that, like, there's Megidramon, you can Digivolve into 5 memory. Big whoop. If Megidramon was 3 memory, would it have really changed anything? For its time, a little bit. Like at the beginning of the year, a little bit. Would it have staying power? A little bit. Heavy Metal Dramon itself. If it was 3 memory, and I'm talking about like the EX10. No, EX11, sorry. EX11 Donna Liberator one, not any of the other previous ones. So for the newest Dawn of Heavy Metal, the newest Heavy Metal Dramon, if it was for 3 memory, it would definitely have a lot more staying power. That's for sure. So that's why I say this needs a bit more variety. And also, by the way, I don't know if any of you agree with this, but the emblems, they all suck. Like some are okay-ish, but they suck. I hate them, especially for heavy metal. I feel like that one is the worst because here's the thing, right? Add 2 to hand. This is a deck that loves to have 4 cards in hand. Brother, put it in trash. And I wish these emblems work like this. Just like a training. Delay, Digivolve. Good. Heavy metal really needed that. If the emblem worked that way, ooh, yeah, it'd be relevant. It'd be so relevant. But yeah, that's enough about them. Ghosts. Yeah, they need a lot more variety. It's a one-trick pony, and I think for what it does, it's good, but it needs to be unpredictable. It needs variety, and it needs different ghosts, not Ghostmon Bandai. Enough of the Ghostmons. Violet, she needs some other kinds of Digimon. Come on now. Enough with the Ghostmon, the Bakemon, the Phantomon. Give her some other ghosts. In fact, give her 3 Musketeers because, dude, 3 Musketeer ghosts? Could you imagine? I mean, Violet in Boots, one of the previous iterations of her, right? She worked with 3 Musketeers, so why not? Could you imagine a Ghost Kidmon, a Ghost Dragon, what Gundramon? There we go. Ghost Dragonmon? No, Ghost Gundramon, a Ghost Beelstarmon? That would be awesome. Brother, what are you doing, Bandai? That would be so good. Come on now, Bandai, make it happen. But yeah, that's all it really needs. Just different avenues of winning, and that'd be awesome. Having multiple win cons is so good. It really is. Leave the opponent guessing. That way they can't counter you that easily. All right, Aqua. I'm just going to put a neat small buff because I don't know. Why is it not good? I don't know. It has variety. It has Digimon that can swing multiple times, like Neptune. And was it Plesiomon? Or no, Ryugumon. Right. I think that's his name, right? Ryugumon? If I'm wrong, my bad. But I'll just say Ryugumon. It has Ryugumon, and it can use Plesiomon. It can use any aquatic. Like, what is it? Metal Seedramon. It can use the Crabmon line, the Gomamon line, its own line, Sagomon. Not only that, like, it has everything blue does. Like, it can even use Amphimon. It can have a dual option. Why not? So, yeah, it can gain memory. Great for draw power. Great search power. The Tamers is good. The emblem is okay. It can run the trainings. It can run the memory boosts. It can run the scramble. It can spam. It can trash security. It can stun. It can de-digivolve. Send things to the bottom of the deck, top of the deck, to hand. Why is it not good? I'll never know. It does like everything. maybe it just needs a little bit more speed. I don't know. But I honestly, why is this deck not good? I don't know. Bandai, what is up with this conundrum? Okay, so for snow. Also, it even has protection and like decode shenanigans. Like, it has so much. Why is it not good? Anyways, Snow, this was good for like 2 weeks this year. It was kicking ass in locals, and then it disappeared. Snow Liberators, yeah, it needs variety. It's I feel like it could have had a lot more staying power if it could have more level 6s that were different. That's for sure. I like that it can fit in Sorcerymon, Blucomon, as well as Hexablow. That's cool. The fact that Hexablow has some staying power thanks to this deck is pretty cool. Yeah, not much else needs to be said. It just needs some variety. But I'll say this about Scotty. Scotty sucks. Scotty Pimpin is garbage. I mean, listen, Scotty Pimpin is really good in basketball, but in Digimon, what happened? What happened? So I'm going to say it needs a decent buff. And I'm going to put it right about here. Source stripping, I mean, there are so many Digimon that are immune. So it does nothing. And the whole stun thing, no. Like, if it could stun on its own without relying on the source stripping, and without relying on the Digimon having no Digivolution sources, that'd be a lot better. But still, no. Man, the source stripping. Who are you doing that to? Vortex? No. EX Machina? No. Are you doing it to Heavy Metal? Well, they could just bring it right back. What about Queen Bee? Queen Bee doesn't care. It relies more on the security anyways. And it could just do a whole bunch of shenanigans. It does not care. How about some of these newer decks? Well, Toho Braves wants their stuff in the trash. Susunomon is not meant to stick around on your turn. Not only that, but just like can't touch Machine Dramon Ace. The level 7 for Machine Empire, forget his name, has way too many sources. And if Machine Dramon Ace is there, can't even touch it. So, yeah. Scotty. I don't know. Definitely needs a decent buff, that's for sure. But hey, at least it was good for 2 weeks, so that's saying something. I don't know how, but it is what it is. I think it just relied a lot on the inheritables and like Hexablow and so on and so forth, but honestly, oof, man. Anyways, that's it. That's all the decks, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment below. That will let me know. If you guys want me to do more of these, I'll be more than glad. Let me know the year. 2025, 2024, 3, 2, 2020. I don't mind. I'll do it. If you want me to turn this into a series, by all means, let me know which decks you want to do some research on. I'll be more than glad. Hope you guys have a great day.